Hello, 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 everybody. We're here. Let me see if I can move this stuff around. As always. Hey, it's Nikki with Tiny Doors WPB, and it's Art o'clock. Um, I had planned to be here at 8 o'clock, but it'll always be in the hour. It's somewhere in, if I say 8 p.m., it'll be somewhere in that 8 p.m. hour. I'll be live. If it's 10 a.m., it's somewhere in the 10 a.m. hour, I'll be live. Um, so I am so cold still. Oh, it's still cold in South Florida. The Arctic glass is like just staying here, I guess. So anyway, I I've had a busy day getting stuff done. I did film part one of a video. That it's just a little short video. It's not going to be a huge thing, but yeah. Um, getting ready for an event. So I've been working on that today. I tested out something. I'm going to show you guys all what the fun is on the table here on the tabletop in just a few minutes. Um, so anyway, welcome to Fun Friday. It is what day is this? So yesterday I said the wrong day in the video. Yesterday was day 36, so obviously today is day 37. I have it down here on my planner. It's just yeah, the days are starting blurring together at this point. So so tonight I am just prepping and I will be making some art live tonight. So hopefully you guys are tuning in. And I appreciate that. If you are tuning in, I'm just going to pop up the screen here. Make sure I can see everything. Yeah, I'm so cold. It's just, it's just crazy how cold it is. Tonight, so hopefully you guys are tuning in. Oh no. Appreciate. Can y'all even hear me? Tuning in. I'm just going to pop up this. Hold on. What microphone is this working on? Not. It must be working on this mic. Yep, it's on that camera. Because I don't have it plugged in. I just realized the microphone's not plugged in. But it's working anyway. What does that mean? How's it working? Okay. So, it's working. Because I can hear myself on the TV. If y'all heard me twice, then that's what's going on. Um. So anyway, yeah, it's working. Well, what do you know? Um. Yeah, it's been pretty cold today. I have multiple layers on still. I'm running out of sweaters. And when you wash sweaters, you want to lay them flat to dry, right? I don't put them in the dryer, so I'm starting to run out. But found this one today. I love this sweater. I forgot about it actually. I was like, what is that in the back of my closet? Folded up back there. Yeah, this sweater. So here I am. I think we're just gonna bring it on down to the tabletop. And I think I know what I'm doing tonight. Maybe. I do. I think I have all the supplies too. So let's bring it on down to the tabletop here. And what's this? Look at that. All right. Did y'all like that? I tried to be snappy with my transition. Yeah. Um, so let me move some stuff over here because I got stuff on my chair. I base coated several tiny doors today, and so they have been base coated. This is my prototype. What do y'all think? Isn't that, isn't that fun? So this is the prototype door, and it's for the new fancy flamingo doors. And they're gonna be sort of like this with a crystal here. What do y'all think? Aren't these cool? I'm so excited about them. So, so yeah, I said there were gonna be 5 available, but I like so I might keep one for myself. I painted several shades of pink for the fancy flamingo. Is there that will look good on all 3 colors. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I have 4 painted. But this is what I'm working on because I really wanted these done for tomorrow. Now, the big debate was today whether I'm going to resin these or not. That was my big debate. Yeah, so I'm still thinking about that. Now, we talked about my class yesterday. This is what we made. So this is paper towel, glue, and paint. And all the different colors that are on here were different colors that the kids made. So we kind of had a paint around the table, kind of like ring around the rosy, but paint around the table. Um, and they all mixed a shade or actually a tone of red. Nobody wanted to go to the dark side, so I put the darker color in because I wanted them to see a darker color. But no, they all wanted to just have white added to their cups. So anyway, so this is kind of the way it was. You can see it's in 3D and it's, you don't hear that? This piece already came off anyway. I didn't just knock it off. I knocked it off yesterday. So anyway, this is what we made yesterday. In class, let me put that over on the side. And today I also started painting the mushrooms. So these are going to be called the sparkle mushrooms. And um, I'm working on this one too. I'm going to do that one tonight as well. And the other thing, if you see this box here, this is what I filmed earlier today. This is actually silica gel crystals. And I have inside of here leaves and roses in here to dry. So silica gel is the same thing you find in these little packets that come in all different products. And this is silica inside. And what it does is it keeps moisture from getting on the surface of stuff. I don't know. Is that right? No, probably not. But it just keeps things dried out. It comes in the wood packs that I purchase. It comes in even shoes that you buy, all kinds of things. So this right here is the same stuff that's inside of here. So, but this is like very fine, like almost like dust. I wore a mask just to let you know for that. And this is the product that I purchased here. I bought this on Amazon. Silica gel crystals, and it's literally for drying out flowers. And with my class that I teach on Mondays, which is called Art Explorers, it's basically a nature class with art and fun and such. Um, so that's what I did this for. So we're gonna dry this out. It should take about a week to dry out, which is good because I don't have classes next week at school. So this should dry out in time for the following Monday. It's actually kind of heavy. It's five, not, it's not that it's that heavy, but it is 5 pounds. And I hurt my wrist yesterday, so I'm gonna put this over here and out of the way somewhere. Hold on. And in the meantime, I was sneezing on the other side of the studio. Did y'all hear me all the way over there? So tonight I am going to try to work on these. Why did that transition again? Did I hit the button? I probably hit the button. I accidentally hit the button. Isn't that funny? Okay, we're back over here now. It's live TV, folks. Live. That there. And oh, still a mess. Gonna sneeze again. I have a tissue here. So hold on. Okay. Oh, I see. I still had leaves. These are from the roses. We're not gonna use these because they didn't make it in. So toss those in the trash over there. Now, other things I made today. These are going to be available this weekend, in person. So if you're local, you'll get the opportunity to purchase these. If you're not local and you see one, maybe I can make one and mail it to you. Let me these here. We'll lay them on here. So these are tangled up. These are heart pendants that I made. Several different ones. They're all tangled. I moved them too much. So let's see if I can untangle them. So these will be at the event tomorrow. I can do this without messing. So these here. So we have the flower one. This is purple and black. We have a monstera. I don't know if you can see that through the glare. This is the green and pearl. And this is the blue. So these I made. These are all resin. And that kind of looks pretty cool. Maybe I need to make a display like this. Maybe. And then I have one more that is like this. Let me put something. Find it. So this one is resin with glitter and gold leaf. I don't know if you can see that. But that's some other stuff I've got made today. So drop something. Oops. Ah. Drop that. That's a quilling art. So, welcome to the tabletop, where I am going to. I do kind of like this setup. I wonder if I could probably make that. What? I do a display like that. Sometimes I just have to do something else. What if we did displays like this? Yes. I like this. Oh my goodness, this is super cute. Hmm, that actually works, right? What do y'all think? What do you think about that? Let me know if you're watching. Should I do this as a display? It just gives me another project to do. Hmm, I do like that. I don't know. I think I might have to do this. Maybe this is what I'm gonna make tonight. What do y'all think? This is a cute display. Let me know if you're watching. Write in the comments. I might do this. Let's put this here and think about that. Put it here. Maybe I can build this with some wood blocks on the back. Happy Friday, KK. Here, take a look. What do you think? Should I make my display like this? I think this is super cute. I don't know. Let me see. Let me think about this because if I do that, it will need to set up. Let me move my water back over here. It would need to sit like this, right? So if I take and put another piece of wood this way, like this, I can make that happen. And then it would sit inside. I wonder if I can channel cut a little groove here. Oh, well, I don't have to say I wonder. I can do that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight on camera or not. Well, dang. Now I think I need to make something else. Um, it would definitely need to be like at an angle. I could get my router out and use the router across that, but not go all the way too deep. Or just prop it up. Do I have any? I have triangle pieces of wood. Let me grab. Now my brain's on fire. I have wood that's cut into triangles. I know you are probably going, wow, she really has a bunch of stuff in her studio. But if I took these triangles like this and we mount them behind, I'm gonna break it. Try to do this to see what angle. But if I put them in like this, all right, did it. It's gonna work. All right, folks, I just made an. We're gonna make a new display. Oh, the perfect size. Yeah, I had these triangle pieces for a reason. Can you guys see that? Let me move my back on here. Move my hand out of the way. See here? Okay, I'm gonna do that. but not with these because these are designed for the thing. I will paint another one of these and we'll use the triangles. I have to find the right ones. I might put 2 or 3. Y'all will see my mastermind, how it works now. So I'll see something and then it's like, oh my gosh, I have to do that. So thanks for noticing my sweater, KK. Um, yeah, I think I bought this up there. I actually bought this sweater for $5, you guys. $5. And it was brand new. It wasn't even like at a thrift store. I do have these annuals and Romulus, but we're not going to use them. All right, so now I know that this is going to actually be a display, and I have more of those pieces of wood already painted. I have one more painted. These are other samples I've been working on. This is actually watercolor on wood. Did that a couple months ago. That's a test. So yeah, so I did have another one of these. And if I can put these on here, then this will be perfect because it's all right. This was painted at the same time. And I only need to bling out one piece of it. Okay, cool. Now I need to paint these. So we're going to paint these. And now y'all will see how good I am at color matching. Here's my palette. I probably should clean this or get a new one. This one's pretty much done as well. So, it is Fun Friday. I'm having fun. Now that I just gave myself a new project to do before tomorrow. What was I thinking? No, this thing's not even on, so I'm gonna move it. So, the idea is to have at least these done. So we'll wait to do this. And I need to paint the backs of these. These are getting painted black on the back. I know, that's kind of dramatic, right? But it's the back of the door. And I mean, I could paint it the same color, but I think I'm going to paint them black. Maybe I should paint them purple. Debating which color. They have writing on the back from the company that I order these from or get these from. Well, I do order these too. But we don't want that. So let me reach down here. And I have sandpaper that I use. This is I think it's 60 grit paper. And I always give everything a little sanding. One of these was rougher than the others. Keep these for that project. All right. We are going to paint these black. And we're just going to use a new plate. And I think I put no, I have some black over here. Good grief, I can't even reach this. Okay. On Friday, you guys, making art tonight. These are my standard colors that I bring to events, but I have them in small bottles for my desk, and of course, I'm out of black. Of course, why would I have enough black in my containers. Oh, let me see what I've. Hold on. Let me go grab the black paint. Okay. Black paint. Got it. Oh, I really got it. Oh, look, and my apron is upstairs. uh, it's, you know, it's not one thing, it's another. I have another apron, so I'm going to use this one. All right. So, probably going to need this with my luck tonight. Yeah. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Fine. So the back of these tiny doors will be painted black, and I have 4 of them to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and put enough paint out. Um, this is gonna be pretty meticulous. So I do want to make sure that I don't get it on the edges. This one that was so rough. One of these was a little rough. What is this one? So we're gonna paint the backs. I'm going to get a brush from back here. And look, this one is brand new. I'm gonna do it with an angle brush. So use this. Oh, no problem, no problem. I see you. Speaking about I see you, we went and watched Avatar the other night. Oh, it was really good. So, yay! Finally got to watch it. We were in the theater completely by ourselves. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so here's a trick. I don't want to get this on this edge. So what I do, this is what I personally do. I start in the middle, and then I'm going to take it and just off the edge really quickly. Not too quickly so you don't splatter paint. And then I'm just going to go here. Go straight off the edge. Straight off the edge and pull off the edge. Then you don't get paint on the edge. This works with when you're painting on canvases too. Off the edge. And it won't get on the edge here. So you just have to have enough paint on your brush to do that. And just work your way around your painting. Whether you're painting on a canvas, a piece of wood, I did get a little edge there, but that's fine. Just go slow with it. So I work it to the middle and across. So if you are a tiny door person and you've had tiny doors with us before, this is just a tip on how to get to the edge without making too much of a mess. And evenly do it. So I tend to, any tiny doors that I personally make that are for sale, they'll have a base color on the back. At one point, I was putting paper on the backs of them. So thank you. Hey Z, what's up? Z's on. Hey Z, are you still here? You're still here. Okay, good. You want to see the new display, or you can run it back. But here, let me lay this down. I have these little plastic things. Lay them down. My new jewelry display I just invented live on here. It's going to be one of these. And look how cute. It's going to be on an angle like this. How cute is that, right? What? So I'm happy you got to pop onto my live. So this is how I paint the tiny doors when I'm doing my base coats. Everything is painted like this. Middle and off, middle and off. And then hopefully you don't do what I just did. That's right, sometimes I get messy. This is a wipe. I've shown these before. These are household wipes. I use them for everything, especially when I'm painting in between colors. I clean off my fingers because I will get paint on my hands for sure. So, yeah, and then just feather it out, smooth it out. So you get a nice even coat on there. So you love the black, huh? You know, black on the tiny doors is really fun. We've had several people actually make black tiny doors, and they are just so cool. Especially like Halloween time, we get a lot of people that make black tiny doors. But I think that when I do my finishing touches with doors, the black just gives it this more classic final look. So giving me black arts. I love it. So, so yeah, I'm just gonna paint the backs of these. I might actually not go all the way to the edge and leave this till it to dry. And then the fancy flamingos will go on. And I'll show you the glue that I'm going to be using. Now, that was my biggest debate on them for the past couple days. I've been going through my collection of all different glue that I have. I have a lot of different glues. And I have come to the conclusion that I'm going to use a glue that I use on like uh, the little, not diamond dots, but little crystal blingy things that I put on things. And it is called Liquid Fusion. This glue here. This is a heavy duty glue that is pretty strong. The only thing it does is it does take time to dry. And I think I might be almost out of time to use it. Indoors or outdoors, on porous surface, not oily surfaces. Um, let's see. It does say for maximum hold to allow a 24-hour glue dry time. It will dry in 2 to 4 hours. So that should be plenty of time. The event tomorrow doesn't start till 5 p.m. So we should be good with that. So we're gonna put this one aside. I'll paint this corner in a bit. So I'm just painting all the backs of these and getting these done. Right to the edge and off. So it's been a busy week. I hope you guys have had a really nice week. It is Friday. Yay for Friday. I actually looked up airline tickets to go to Pensacola for February 26th, but I'm not going to be able to go, unfortunately. So, yeah. It's a Thursday. I have class on Thursday, so which means I would have to get a substitute teacher and um, then buy tickets, which was going to be around almost $200. So, yeah. So, and why would I be going up there? You might be asking. Um, my son has a gig where he's playing, and that would be fun. And then I was just gonna literally go up there for less than 24 hours would be my option because I have to pick somebody up on Saturday. Y'all didn't see what I just did. I have to pick up my sister at Port Everglades that weekend, so I would only be able to fly up there Thursday afternoon and fly back Friday. That would cost me around $300. So I am not gonna make it. So maybe somebody will be there, wink wink, and I can watch it live. So yeah, that's where I would be. But I cannot make it, unfortunately. I already told my son that I was gonna look at it and try, but even the time he told me about this event um, several weeks ago. So, yep, that's kind of sad. I would love to watch. So maybe somebody will go live at the event. Winky winky. So, yeah, you know. I don't know who knows I would be there if I could. If it were on a Friday, can they change the day? I would totally go. Yeah, even if I had to pick up my sister on Saturday. Yeah, if it were on Friday, I would fly there and then fly back Saturday morning or Friday night. Wait, but it's just not in the cards this trip, unfortunately. The next one. Maybe I can do the next one. Um, so, I am. Yeah, it's okay. There'll be another one. There'll be another one. So I'm going to put that aside. Move this one up here. I don't want to touch that new display. And grab another one of these. So these I got at Resource Depot, and I'm not 100% sure what it was for, but they're perfect for laying down the tiny doors on when I make tiny doors and I let them dry like this. I don't know what they were originally for, but they work really good for my tiny door world. Sometimes I'm using them for resin and such too. So anyway, so this is the way I have when I have tiny doors for sale. Takes a lot of time. So I painted these earlier today in between my appointments. I had a private Cricut class on the computer today, and I think she got her project done because she didn't call me back with any other questions. So I think she got it done. So that's cool. Um, and then I had another person that is needing help with video editing. And if you know, as I've said a couple times on these lives, I don't like video editing, but if I need to help somebody, I will. So, that. And then I also have a new website client that I am going to contact her sometime this weekend to get an appointment with her set up for next week. We can go over all the things she needs. And I also have to do my own bookkeeping. So I did work on my client's bookkeeping. In fact, I need to do one more thing for her. Oh, I just messed it up. Almost touched the wrong thing. Oh my gosh, you guys. I might have to go over the edges anyway. I'll be ready. But yeah, I have a bookkeeping client. I've been working on her stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and do some 2026 bookkeeping for her. I wanted to do that today, but I kind of was booked. And yeah, so it's busy this week between teaching art, client appointments, meetings, um, and getting ready for an event for tomorrow. It's been a busy week. It's kind of nice to just sit down and make art, right? Yeah. Yeah, busy is good. Busy is good for sure. Um, and I do like to stay busy. I don't like to be bored. So that's why my schedule is always, I just fill up my schedule because I figured if I'm bored, that's just a waste of time. So I thought Freddie might come down here, but he had a busy week this week too. So he had 3 client appointments today, I think. 3 client appointments, and he did 2 out of those 3 jobs. One was um, a check to see if if he wanted to do this one job. It was kind of like an interview, or he was basically seeing if he would do the job because it was just something, but it's not necessarily something that we need as far as business. But it was just going to be too much, and we've got a lot of house renovations here he's working on, so he didn't take that job. But he did 2 other clients, but those are existing clients today. And if you're asking what does he do, he does all kinds of things. He is he's an artist, full-time artist as well, but he also does some work with interior decorators and projects that they have going on. So he does that. He has 3 interior decorators that he works with. So he stays busy and he's not making art. He's not working for the decorators. He's working here on stuff in the house. So one thing that's really great that he did get done this week, sort of, almost, not all the way. If you've been following along, we've been working on a kitchen renovation for like the past 10 years. 11 almost. And this week he put the upper kitchen cabinet doors on. I was so excited. He was so excited too. And then he dropped one, which now has a big ding in it. So he's actually having to repair the wood on the door because it kind of fell on the corner of the cabinet door. These are solid wood doors, and they're original to the house, to our house, the cabinets. And yeah, well, let's just say almost all the kitchen cabinet doors are on. So that was really good. Um, and the lower cabinets he's going to start on next week. Let's see, what? Is this dry? So the way you can tell if you're painting and you're like, oh, is it still wet or is it dry? Can y'all see the difference? This one's shiny and this one's not. This one's wet and this one's not. So I'm going to do the bottom of this. Start in the middle. Hold on to it a little bit better. And just pull it off the edge. So I mentioned earlier this week in one of my lives the show that we were watching on TV on Netflix. It's called The Devil's Plan. You guys, it is so good. In less than a week, we watched the entire first season. So good. We have started season 2. Because we can't stop watching it. We were watching that before I came on here live. So it's still a little wet. episode. So anyway, it's a really good show. It is a Korean show. It's like a Korean Big Brother game, and it's meets like a very intellectual game show. They are super smart. I love that because I love games that really trigger your brain. And I am just loving this series. I just got paint. I should go get another one of these wipes. Then I mess it up. It should be fine. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So anyway, I recommend watching it. It's pretty good. I got too much paint. So this is what I'm doing tonight. I'm getting the backs done of these tiny doors that are going to be for sale. These are the fancy flamingo doors. If you're just tuning in, they will look. Let's see if I can show you. I have all different shades of pink, and they are getting this fancy flamingo on them. Super cute. They do look cute, right? Yeah. Yeah, if you get some time, you should watch it. Jake's already watched it, so he knows because he's really into the Korean shows. And I think, well, there's another Korean show he told me to watch too, and um, I have to watch that one. It's a cooking show. So, yeah. And we're going to have our watch party again this Sunday, which we are going to um, watch some more of this Devil's Plan with our crew that come over. We call ourselves the Watch Party. The Watchers, as we watch shows together and have dinner. Our dinner party this Sunday is going to be it's going to be a brunch tea party, breakfast brunch tea party, but at nighttime. Oh, I better stop. Let's get lots of black paint on it. Let me grab another white. Why didn't they just bring them over here? So now I have to wait for these to dry and do that. And these are I just stopped it really. I'm almost out of these. I have them on order. They'll be here next week, I think. Yeah, I don't buy them from the store. I have a subscription box and I get most of my cleaning products from a subscription box. So, but I love these. I don't even mind so much that they're on my hands. It's all natural stuff. Let's end them. Just want to wipe this. So while these are drying, maybe I can come up with the display situation here. I do need to put on there some kind of front edge to make it not fall off. So maybe I should do that. Paint. Okay. It's good. It's good. All good. All good. Oh my goodness. Took me forever to get this ombre look on that little mushroom. I have several of these. I use these, they're from yogurt. They're called Wheat. It's a French yogurt. And these little glass containers are perfect for my water cups. I actually have three of them up here. I tend to have two when I'm painting. I'll do a real deep clean in one, and then I will clean it out a second time in a second one. Um, so you can see, still got paint on it. Just gonna use this wipe. I don't have any more paper towels down here in the studio. I took them to the school and I didn't replace the the ones here. I'm gonna put that away for right now. Put these water cups way up here at the top of my desk so I don't spill them. And I poured out way too much black paint. Can I make something else black? Can I paint something else black? I don't know. Oh, that's the mold for the little pendants. Put it back in the drawer down here. Have some water. So, anyway, ooh, so cold. So I guess what I can do is I'll put the doors this way, push them to the top, grab, oops, oops. All right, I'm just gonna put all those there. This little display that I just came up with and invented here live tonight. Um, those pendants can go different now. So if you ever are on here and you are interested in stuff that I'm making, just send me a message. We can chat. If you're ever wanting to do some private art classes, let me know. I do them locally, I do them in person, and then if you're not local, I can work with you on doing virtual art classes as well. So, so yeah, it's very fun. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna look so cute, right? This new little display. I'm just trying to put this black paint somewhere. It's not gonna right there. We'll put it way over here. I'm gonna get another plate. Normally, I don't like to use the paper plates for my palette. Personally, I usually use these for my classes and workshops only. But today is the day I'm going to use them for here. So the plan is I am going to need, I think I'm going to make this a little bit more stable. So I'm going to glue a couple of these together. And which glue shall I use? Probably the tacky glue because it dries pretty quick. And if I double these up, they're just going to make them more stable. And I'm going to look and see. I think I might have in this drawer. I might. It's not really a drawer. It's just a thing inside under my desk. Might have something I can use. Maybe not. Oh, I found. There's one. So I have these little Jenga pieces. I thought that could be a really good idea for bracing it up. But what I really want, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I want a I want a longer piece of wood. And where is that? I think I'm just backing into all kinds of stuff. You know why? Because I have a makeshift desk set up over here. In fact, my phone's under here, and I haven't had my phone on me for a while. Did I miss any phone calls? Did I miss any messages? Probably. I haven't had my phone on me. It's been downstairs here since like 6:30 for a couple hours. My planner was under there because I was working on. Let's put that back where it's supposed to be and knock over everything else. And push this down. Hold on. Let me get this wood that I want to use. You know, it's kind of crazy is I can't find. I have a whole thing full of this wood, but where is it? Hmm. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? It's right here behind me. Good thing that wasn't a snake. It's literally right behind me. So I have this wood. I have all different pieces that I use for making miniature stuff. So we are going to use the smallest of these. This is actually bamboo. These pieces. We're going to use one of those. Do I have one already cut? Maybe I have one already cut. There's also chopsticks in here and dowels. I think I'm gonna have one already cut, but not. This is in the dark. So I'm gonna use that. All right. So let's put this back here so I can't find it again. And we're gonna use this tool. This easy cutter. It's kind of scary looking, right? This is what I use to cut popsicle sticks and bigger pieces of wood that are like this, dowels. This is actually a square dowel. And we're going to use this on the front to keep this from falling off. Instead of me having to pull out the power tools, we're just going to do it this way. And it should work. So figuring that this will go behind here. And that'll help keep it in place. I want it to be on this angle. technically I should cut this on a 45-degree angle this way, but don't, mm, I don't think that I can get this to do it. Maybe. I put it in the groove. So there's this little groove here. If I put the edge of the wood here, let's see if I can split it. And put it on the blade. You're watching this live, guys. Let's see if this is even doable. Probably not. Wish I had a tiny table saw. And I could just be like, and then it would be done. But no. Maybe I don't need it at all. Maybe we just do it this way. We mount these on here and then glue them on. Or let's see. I have a round dowel. That might work. No. I think we just go with this, like this. Fun Friday. Yay. Hello. If you're just tuning in, tonight's Fun Friday where I make stuff and just chit chat. So in the beginning of the video, I decided this is going to be a new display for our necklaces. And I am going to use these triangles to give it a little angle. And that's that. These black things here, these are going to be the new Fancy Flamingo tiny doors that are coming out. They will look similar to this. And they will be at an event tomorrow. So I am just trying to get the stuff done. And you guys are here to help me. Sort of. You're here to help. I'm almost out of this glue. So I'll just take some of this and put some glue here. I use this tacky glue by Aleene's. It's really great. We use this as part of our kits. We use this glue for making the tiny doors and such. And we use it for our events where we bring the mobile art studio. Keep it upside down, you guys. If you keep it upside down, it will be ready to squeeze. Are you ready to squeeze? So what we're going to do is we're just going to double up these triangles. This one's a little rough. I'll grab my sandpaper. That fell on the floor, but I have another one right here. Let's knock off the rough edge of these little wooden triangles here. Just make sure that they're nice and smooth, because this is the angle that's going to go on the back of that tiny door. Am I going to paint the back of this? I don't know yet. Maybe not. Might not need to. I do need to paint the edges of this, as I'm just finding that out. So we'll do that too. While these are drying, we will do that. I'll put the sandpaper here so it's easy to find. I am wearing 2 layers of clothes. I'm cold. So I'm just going to push my sleeves up. We're going to line these up and glue them together. And have these ready to go. Just want to make sure that they're parallel to each other and equal. And I'm using two just to give it more stability. Not that the pendants and necklaces I'm putting on here are very heavy. So I'm just gonna glue these together. And I use these little sticks. We use these for all of our things too. They're also the sticks for glue that we put in our kits. And they're pointed on one side and rounded on the other, which sometimes comes in handy. Just gonna turn that and just put the glue on. And I only need to do it on one side, so I'm not gonna worry too much with it. Just put it together, hold it, and make sure they are flush. Now I do have little tiny clips. Where did they go? Since I redid this area, I don't know where anything is. Maybe they're on their hair. Just want to clip them together to make sure they stick. Nope, they're not there. I used to have them like at the other desk setup. They were all there, reachable. Well, they're not. I don't know where they're at, but this should be fine. Maybe. Maybe I have to hold it for a little bit. I don't have my rubber bands here. I think I put them in the cabinet. You know, it's always when you need something, you can't find it. So in this case, we are going to, you know what I'm gonna do first. I'm just gonna set my glass of water on top. That should hold it in place. Let me check the other one. All right, glue the other one. I did put up way too much glue out, of course. So move that to the edge. Almost dropped it right in the pool. Good grief. So these triangles are going to be the bracing between the two panels. This one's not. Let's see if I can just lay both of them underneath my glass like this. Let's hope it doesn't fall over because that will be a big mess. And this is live, so you know. So we're gonna do that. I'm going to take and I don't need this anymore. I'm not gonna use that, I don't think. I just wish I could cut that some way, but I don't really have time to do that. So let's go ahead and paint the edge of this with the pink. Now this actual one I painted with this hot pink color and a little bit of white. White paints here. to get that color. It's not going to take a lot of paint. I'm going to use a very tiny brush to do this because I just need to put a really thin line. So rule of thumb, if you have a tiny surface to paint, use a tiny brush. If you have a larger surface, larger brush. That's usually the rule. Okay. Now when you're doing tiny detail work, tiny brush. Big dramatic moves, bigger brush. All right, so we're gonna paint. We're gonna paint this, and we'll have enough paint probably mixed up for that as well. And the recipe for this is equal parts of paint to get that color. And that should be the color. And then I'm just going to very slowly paint this on the edges. I mentioned that before. I'm pretty good at matching colors back to the color that I need. And hopefully you guys will learn that too. It's always like a recipe. And I painted these a while back, so the fact that that recipe is still in my head, it's pretty good. So this is what happens when you want to paint tiny doors and do stuff. You get the urge to do something else on top of it, but we need those to dry really well before I flip them over and start gluing stuff on them. And I'm not going to do a super big coat of this. Equal paints, equal parts, back to the same color. I just want to give it the hint of this color. I'm not too overly concerned. Now, I was going to use a laser cutter and do a display similar to this, but I already figured it out without the laser cutter. I do have to go and work on laser cutter soon. So maybe I'll get some video footage of that and bring back for the live broadcast so you guys can see it in action. And the laser cutter I use is not mine. I wish I had one. It is an X tool. I would love to have the PS3 that just recently came out. But they have a PS2 at the library. And it's awesome. And it's free to use. I bring my materials. They actually have materials, so if you wanted to learn how to use the machine and then at first they have material for you to use, which is so amazing. And I don't do that. I bring my own materials because I don't want to use materials that other people might want to use. Since I already know how to use the machine and all that, I don't need to do that. But it's so nice, and that is a free to people that go there because there are donations made for the library through the Library Foundation, and that's how things happen there. So they have amazing art classes and such, and That all takes place because of either grants that they receive or donations, private donations as well. So how cool is that? You know, I've seen so many people learn so many different things there at the library. It's a great resource in our community, and maybe they have that in your community too. You just have to go and check it out. And this is kind of like this area of the library is like a makerspace, which is really trendy right now in the library world. Makerspaces are really cool. A lot of libraries have them now. And I'm just so happy we have one at our library here. It's also the way I get contracted too. So it's all done by donations through the Library Foundation. How cool. So support your local library, guys. Makes a difference in not only your world, but somebody else's. All right. Basically got the edges of this painted. Now this mirror, the little like disco ball mirrors, I actually purchased these. They come in a sheet. Let's see if I have any. Yeah, I have some of these. These are actually sized for the length of the tiny door. So you can buy these here. This is what I'm making this out of. And it is glued down on the wood with this liquid fusion. It has a sticker back, but I want it to be more permanent on there. So I did use the liquid fusion underneath there. So anyway, so that's pretty good. That's all painted on the edges. And I don't want to do a second coat on that because it's really, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. Um, should I paint the back? I don't think so. I think that it's fine. I will paint the triangles, so when they do go in here, you can see that. So I'm going to mix that paint now while that's drying. So I'm going to need a little bit more, so I'm going to go ahead and scoop all this white up. Place it in here, and I'm going to scoop up an equal amount here. It should almost be enough. Might need extra white for that. It's pretty close to the same color. Always think of mixing paint as a recipe. So, woohoo! Same color, guys. I can get back to the same color. So exciting. So, so yeah, same color. Let me see. Are these stuck together good enough now that I can paint them? One of them is, this one is not wanting to stick. I wish I had my clamps to paint this one. Where are my little clips? So I can glue that together really well. Maybe I just have to get another set. Try another set. See if they're more flat together. Maybe not. I mean, is it going to make that big of a difference? Maybe. I could try to pinch it together. Put some more glue in here. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. Almost 10 o'clock. So if you are tuning in live with me, let me know you're here. Send me a comment down there so I can see who's on here with us. Love to say hello. So I am prepping stuff for an event that's actually tomorrow. It's not just for tomorrow. I'm prepping stuff in general for next week's events as well. And this is Fun Friday. So I was in debate whether I was going to just make art once a week on this channel, but no, that's art o'clock. Why would I just do it on Monday? As Monday is Make Art Monday here on our channel, and I do go live in the morning on Mondays. And I thought, well, I need to do this in the evenings too for you guys that can't be on here in the mornings. And so here we are. So yeah. As I'm pinching this one closed, I'm going to paint this one. And I'm only going to paint the one side. Whichever side I think is better. I guess this side. Because the other side you're not going to see. In the back edge, you're not going to see that. So I'm just going to paint it to match. Now, I've mentioned before, if I get paint on my table, I'm not too concerned. These wipes that I use take it right off my table, so I don't worry about getting paint on this table. So if you see me do that, don't worry, it comes right off. Never fear. These household wipes are here. I'm just going to give it one coat on one side because I don't think it really makes too much of a difference on the sides that aren't really going to be seen. So I'm just going to paint this. I should have used a bigger brush, of course. But it did the job. Just takes longer. Smaller brush, bigger job will take longer to do. So I am still pinching this. Just waiting for it to glue. So it's only been a couple minutes. So just gonna do that. And I thought about touching up the paint in the middle, but do I want to do that? Maybe I do. It's not very even. Or maybe you won't even notice it. All right, look at that. It's glued. Just gonna wipe off the glue ooze. Whenever glue seeps out between something, I call it glue ooze. So now this one is going to go on the other side. I'm going to paint this side of it. I'm just going to do a coat of paint on this side. And then these will be glued on the base. You'll need to, I'm going to need to measure the distance on each side to make sure that they're parallel to each other. I could make like a little template piece of wood, but I'll just measure it. That'll be fine. And I don't think people are going to be like, oh, look at this display and pick the whole thing up. Because do you ever go into a jewelry shop and ever say, oh, I'm just going to pick up the entire display? No, you don't. So I'm not going to be too worried or concerned about that. See? Got it all painted. Put this water way over here. I keep having visions of knocking over my glass because it's not like That hasn't ever happened before. On multiple occasions. Get a little glass dish. And I have a jug of water here that I use for cleaning my brushes. Because unfortunately, we do not have a functioning sink down here. So I tend to have these little glass containers available and then just take them to our kitchen to clean them up. Give your brushes a good clean. Don't let that paint stay on them. A happy brush is a clean brush. And always reshape your brush after you clean it. Just give it a nice little place that back in there. All right. So while that's drying, we're going to go back to the flamingo door. Now, I had planned to put a crystal in here for the doorknob. Let me grab them. Not normal crystals like a gemstone crystal, but a different kind of crystal. And of course, they are behind. All good, all good. Did it move the computer? Maybe not. So in this tray, I have all types of crystal beads. Like this. Show you things like these. And have lots of them. And I actually have some that are in here that are flat. That I thought, hopefully they're in this, would be these. I thought would be perfect for the doorknobs. Now, if I have a smaller one that's flat, I would prefer to use that, but I do have enough of these larger ones. There's 4 of them. This is this is the next size. So this is the next size that I have. We'll go ahead and cut these apart and see the difference. Put it down and not spill them everywhere. Scissors up here. And we're gonna need 4 of these. Oh, it's already pulled off. Well, let's just take one off for now, I guess. Let's see what the difference is gonna be. Lay these out, move these away. Put this on the drying rack. Oh, we gotta clean off this paint off the table. All gone. These wipes, I'm telling you, are amazing. Use them for everything. I clean my counters with them. Clean off the counters in the bathroom with them. I clean everything with these. So, yeah, they're really great. I don't know where. Let me move this chair. Oh, here they are. They're these wipes. Awesome. They're Method all-purpose cleaning wipes. I use them on everything. So the debate is still wet. Still wet there. Let's just use the drying colors. which bead size to use. This one? Large one. Or the smaller one. Bring y'all in a little closer now. Yeah. I tend to always put my doorknobs on the right side of the door. Let's put the flamingos on to see what they look like on there. It almost looks like an egg. I don't know. Oh, what do the wipes smell like? So this one is the pink grapefruit and rose. Pamplemousse rose. It smells very fresh. It's very floral. Now I do have another pack of these coming in my next order, and I ordered another scent, but I can't remember what it was. I've had the lavender ones before. I didn't really care for that one too much. I thought it just smelled like, I don't know, too lavendery, maybe. So which one do you think? The lighter pink size or the darker pink size for the doorknob? Um, Hopefully that's easy to see. I don't want the doorknobs to be too overbearing, so they're very simply done like this. Um, it's all about the flamingo. But the doorknob is it's kind of important for a tiny door. So I just don't know. Let me see, do I have a front porch here? Let's see if I have a tiny front porch. Okay. Somewhere. All my little prototype things are in here. I have a front porch. This is just for the purpose of seeing what it looks like. This is not the right front porch. These are the old style. So in this box I have all kinds of prototype pieces that I use. This is a tiny bookcase. That's the first one I ever made. Let me get a torch. We're gonna need to make more of these. These will be laser cut. The doors fit on there like that. I'm just gonna put it on and get an overhead view of that. See what it looks like with the I almost think the larger one is better. Let's just do this. Oh yeah. The larger one's way better, right? Yeah, the darker one. Yeah. So we'll use the larger ones. See what it looks like on both. Yep. We'll use the larger ones on there. the way I'm going to put these on, this is not the prettiest one. I plan to put them on with glue, but I thought about maybe another one, a large one. I thought about um, drilling, but they lay pretty flat, so I think I might not. Yeah, the larger one for sure. Aren't they super cute? Love them. So just to give you another idea, because it will have the bling around the edges. So now you can see it. It's gonna have the bling around the edges there. Yep, this is what we're gonna go with. I think that that looks super cute, right? Yeah, very cute. All right, so we're gonna do that. So this is the display one, so we're gonna take that back. And then what we'll do first is we're going to add the bling to it. Move these all over here. So to add the bling, I already have these set, but the one thing about the bling on there and the porch is that the door goes in here and it will be too big. So it needs to only go to this edge. So what I'm going to do is take my pencil here, and I'm just going to lightly put a line here. And now I know that that's how deep the porch is, and I will line up the bling across this line, which will end up being exactly one row shorter. So that will be here. That's our starting point. So I'm going to go ahead and mark all these doors as well. That side down. This side. And that way we will see that line, and you won't see it when I do the finished product. I like this because it really showed the wood grain. And this one, I think I'm gonna actually do it this direction. I'm just gonna put it in. Sometimes the wood grain comes up in them and it just looks so good. This one's kind of cool too. I don't like to necessarily paint them with a thick paint on them. I like them to have a little more um, texture to them, or visuals around them. I'm not happy with that, but anyway, so we did that. Now we're just going to add the bling to them. Now I do know that I had already made this strip the same length as the door, but we're going to do one bling short of that. Maybe two. No, one. Something like this. Maybe I should line it up funny. We'll line it from the top to the bottom. And we will be pulling this off the bottom. So I just take these and fold them over. Like I said, I bought these, I think I bought them, technically I bought these at Hobby Lobby. I think you can buy them other places. And they are it is a sticker on the back. But I will put down the glue. So when I fold them over, then this comes off the edge. And you can line it up like this. And then when I place it on, it'll go right on. So, take this glue. And I take this and I do a line down the door. I didn't have this upside down, so it's going to take a second. Because it's freezing in here. And we're just going to tap it down the edge. I do one side at a time. And then this is going to go on. But we're going to eliminate this bottom row. Hold on, let me pull this bottom row off. We can use that somewhere else. These are actually glass. They're not too sharp, so, but if you have kiddos working with these things, know that this is glass. So it's not plastic. So it really is a mirror. And some of them have these little imperfections on them, and that's just the way it is. There's not much you can do about that. So, and what I do is I take the little stick for glue and I just tap it in here to distribute this glue on. I don't need to bring it all the way down because that's going to be in the porch for this tiny door. Now, if you're asking yourself, how much does she charge for these? Not enough. I tend to be very reasonable with my pricing. So I don't charge enough. It does take so much time. And this one, actually, maybe I should charge a little bit more because this takes a long time to do these. I'll line it up at the bottom. You just fold it over and it should pop right off. Now, if you happen to get the glue on your fingers, wipe it off. If it gets on the glass part, the front, use a Q-tip and alcohol will take the glue off. So I'm just going to line them up to the edge, not to cut myself. And see how that doesn't. We're going to take one more off. Take that one off. But that's fine. Push them up a little bit to the top. And this is how you adhere these on. It's the easiest way I have found to put them on. Just don't run your finger like this because, like I said, it is glass. So just make sure it's on the edge and then just give it a press straight down. And you should do the two long edges first and then go back in and do the middles. And I'll take the pointed edge of the glue stick, the stick for glue. This is a clean one. I'm just going to go in and touch anywhere that maybe that glue ooze got. And that should be good. And that's how you put them on. 20 hours later, I might have a finished product. Maybe. We're going to do the other side. So now I know I'm going to take one more bottom off. I'll take another row from the off of here. Too crazy. And put them on your nails, right? I'm just gonna knock them off my fingers for now. I'm probably gonna use these on the edges. And just gonna fold this back to separate them. Fold it over. So it's ready. It's loose from the paper at this point. Can you see that? And then it will go on there a lot easier. Add the glue. Now you can take the glue and put it on the plate and do it that way if you want, but I tend to just tap it on. You don't need a lot of this glue because it does have an adhesive on the back of these little disco ball blingy things. And I do want this glue to dry faster, so I'm not using a lot. As you can probably see if it's shiny there. Very little. I'm just going to tap it to the edge. I probably got this a little too wide, but we'll fix that. Just tap it. This might be pretty boring to some of you guys. Sorry. This is the way it rolls, guys. This is the way it rolls. Sometimes you just have to take your time and make it happen. Push it on. Bend it a little bit. Break that seal. And then hold it and pull them off. Pull this part off. Wow, this one doesn't want to come off as good as the last row. There it goes. Now just tap it on the edge, line them up. And you'll see, like here where the glue got on this edge. I'll show you how to clean that off. While they're still movable, just move them around and then push them down. Make sure that they're right on the edge. Like I said, these are glass. Do not do this on that edge because it will cut you. And then just give them a press. Good, just do this. Make sure on the edge. Now to clean that little bit of glue up that got on there, I use 91% alcohol and a little Q-tip. Just put some alcohol on it. And anywhere that might have gotten glue on the glass, just take the alcohol and it will take it off. And then wipe it off with your finger. And you want to make sure you do this when that glue gets on there, because if it dries on there, it's never coming off. So this is pretty good glue. And once it's on, it's on. I use this glue to do our magic bands, like bling them out for our Disney magic bands. Um, I use this glue to adhere embellishments on a lot of different things. So I could just rub this straight on and then the other finger across the top, not on the edge, just flat across the top. Make sure you don't have any of that glue on there. You could use a paper towel at this point too, but I don't have any paper towels. So there's that. Now we're going to put one across the top, one across the bottom. And put this there. And when you do this, you need to measure how many need to go across here. So in this case, it's going to be, as I've already done this, it's going to be this length here. We'll go straight across. Might take one off. Maybe. How many did I put in? You can even count if you've already done it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. But maybe not, because this actually piece of wood is not the same size as that one. Of course not. I think we have to do one less than I did in the other one. Yeah. So we're going to do one less. Give it a fold. And I'll need a row for the top and the bottom. So I'm just prepping these. And when I did this last time, I didn't put it to the edge. I actually pulled them off and hand laid them on there. I want to be able to have one of these done for you guys tonight. Am I going to get all these done by tomorrow? Maybe. What time is it? Oh, it's only 10:30. I'm just going to put this on here. I'm probably on a frame, so I'm tap it on. We're gonna pull. I should just use these. We already pulled off. Let's not waste these. Let's use this. I'm just gonna line it up with the existing ones that are there. I'm gonna give a little bit of gap because I think it's gonna be a little short. You could use tweezers to do this. Do I have my tweezers here? Probably over here. I do. Look at that. The one thing I do have on hand. We could just use these, and placing these individually is a lot easier to do with tweezers. It's very meticulous. Sorry, I stopped talking for a moment, but maybe you're tired of hearing it. For the past, I don't know how long I've been on here. If you are watching this all the way through, thank you. If you fast forwarded to the end, that's okay too. I know this is a lot. But this is the way Fun Friday is for me tonight. I'm all by myself in the studio. Thought Freddie was coming down. But he didn't. So I'm just going to line them up as best as I can because they're not as perfect of a fit. Once I have them where I want them, you could use a straight edge like on this to line them up too. I'm just going to tap them down in place, make sure they're here. And once over, this Q-tip still has alcohol on it. And then it should be pretty lined up. And do the bottom. It takes a long time. I think I'm gonna sit down. I do tend to stand up the entire time I'm down here. If I'm not live and sitting down with you guys, I'm usually standing up to work, but I've been down here all day. I'm gonna do this one. And of course, when I create and I'm not live, it does go a lot faster because I'm not narrating everything I'm doing. So it's not always this slow. Where did my stick go? Here. Same thing. Tap the glue in just to make it tacky. Yeah, I really like this glue for adding little bling to things. I used to use to add bling. I used to use E6000, but then I found this product and I feel that it works better with this kind of situation. So, all right, I have 5 more over here that are already pulled off. Let's add those in. Not let them go to waste, right? Oh, wait. Silly me. Those are on the bottom too. I have more than 5. Sorry, I was off camera there for a moment. Just gonna place them. Now, if you're watching this and you've been to our make and take events, our mobile art studio things, I never bring this with me, these things. Sorry. I don't have a lot of them, so they get to stay here in the studio. Because I don't know if I can get them anymore. That's one of the main reasons. It's because they. Oh, excuse me, they came from Hobby Lobby. I mean, not Hobby Lobby, Joann's. tickle in my throat. Just gonna line them up. How many more do I need? Yep. Let's just take these 4 off the ear. Or maybe not. Hmm. Hmm. Go this way. Or not. Because I want to use the same length. This way. It's like my own little Tetris match going on in my head. Okay. You know you're getting tired when you can't line stuff up anymore. I'm getting tired by now. I've been down here working for, I don't know, 10 hours today. Stopped, had dinner. I mean, I had lunch before I came down here today. Oh, my eyes are burning. I got them all on. So, I'm just lining them up with the line that I drew on there for where the front porch is going to be. I'm just going to go just above that line. Just for the fact that you want to make sure it fits in the front porch. I think that's pretty good. And give them a nice press down. And double check the alignment after I press them because sometimes they move. A straight edge, maybe? Listen. Take this. Take the Q-tip. The alcohol has evaporated by now. And just gonna add some more alcohol. Ooh, drip it on my hand. And take any glue off the top surface with the alcohol. And that is good for that. And that's how you put them on. So cool, right? All right, let's move this out of the way. Now that these are on, I'm going to double check for glue ooze. Just run the pointed end of the stick along the edge. I think it's good. It will take a few hours for it to dry, 24 hours before it's completely cured. And then, hey, take a look, babes. Buddy just came down. The internet to everybody out here watching tonight. Look, dokies. I'm gonna ask Freddie his opinion on the doorknob. He takes a look over here because I can't move it.
What?
Should I? This is my debate. Should I do a little drilling of a hole or just glue it on?
Is it a bead?
Mm-hmm.
You know, hole in it?
Yep.
Yeah. And I would drill a little hole and stick a pin through it. That's better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, did y'all hear Freddie? His engineering idea is to drill a little hole and stick a pin through it. Right here. 'Cause it is a bead. It does have a hole in it. And I do have drills that are this tiny. Drill bits. And I have somewhere in my jewelry making stuff. I have a pen. I have pens somewhere down here in all of these things in this box. You guys, I have so many tiny things. Like this is full of tiny stuff. Um, Here, are you gonna use this? Oh, hmm. Duck your head. You're a little tall. You're too tall to come to my zone. It's kind of a funny thing because he is tall. He's he's literally 12 inches taller than I am. He's an entire foot taller than me. Aha! Found him. I love it when I can find something. It's always kind of a funny thing too. It's like, oh, you can't find anything. But sometimes I actually have things where I put them. Imagine that, Franny. These are for the. These are the eyes, books, and these are the pens. Now the thing is, with these pens, they are way longer than I need them to be. And as you can see, they go on the bead. The bead goes right through them. Move this little box this way. That's where they're at. And this is the idea. So if the pen goes straight through here, I will drill the hole with my tiny drill. And drill them in, right? Like this.
Mm-hmm.
So Freddie's pulling out his items that he's bringing for the event. So I'm not going to cut this off yet. Yeah. So these are made to make earrings. Sometimes I make earrings, and that's what these little pins are for. So you want to see over here? I have this teeny tiny drill bit. I have a smaller one. I need a smaller one than this. So in this, I got smaller one somewhere. Let's just pour them out here. You find the teeniest, tiniest one there is, which I think is this one. And you can see these are super tiny drill bits. And they are different in size. Let me take a closer look. Put them on the table. This drill comes with a teeny tiny Allen wrench. And the way I can tell is to run my finger over them. And then I can find the smallest ones. Okay, I got it. So you would think that this is small, but no. This is even smaller. Can you see the difference? You might not be able to see the difference, but it is. So with this, you actually just loosen it up, drop those in because you don't want to lose anything. And then I'm going to put this in, tighten it. Give it a real good twist on there. Now this comes with a little push button here, and it runs on a USB. So when I ordered these little drills, when I say I have drills, I actually loved it so much I bought another one so Freddie could have one on his desk. As much as you wind cables, they always are tangled, right? So if you want to see some cool magic, this is it. It's like sorcery. But the only thing is that it says not wanting to tighten up on this tiny little drill bit. See if I can do it that way without. All right. It only needs to make one hole. And I'm going to use the computer to power the drill. It sounds funny, right? So I want this to go here. I think that's about in the right spot. Making a mark. Yeah, it made a little mark there, so put that to the side. And I'm going to reach over here to unplug one thing out of my computer so I can put this in. Hold on. I'm going to bring you guys up to the top. Look at all this stuff all over the desk. Oh, mayhem. Hopefully it's going to have enough power from the computer to do this. I've never plugged it into the computer, but maybe it'll work. Ooh, I touched the paint. You guys are way up there on the desk, by the way. All right. This may be loud or not, because the mic is actually running through the webcam here, so it might be. Oh no, where'd my mark go? Oh, here. This is it. So it's not too bad. It's gonna go straight in. And that's it. Done. That's it. Look at that. That little hole. will get that pin through it. How cool! Very cool, right? Now let's hope I didn't move any of my little tiles. I think they're fine. So how, this is where you can see all the way through. See that? Straight through. So this little drill, if you're working in tiny stuff, it's awesome. Now I could do this a couple different ways to adhere this, but I need to cut it off, but how much to cut it off? So I'm going to hold it tight on the top, and I'm going to bend it like this. For right now, that'll hold it in place for now. And what's cool is that it will spin. I just have to think about this on the back. Maybe I'll enclose it with another piece of wood overlay on that. But for now, it's drilled. Let me unplug that. This is quite a cool and amazing drill. Yeah. So, like I said, I loved it so much that I ended up ordering a second one. Because technically Freddie saw how cool it was and he was like, and I said, okay, we'll just have one on each desk. And I use it to also drill through like the pendants that I made that you guys saw earlier. These. That's how I drilled through here too with that drill. So you can drill through your resin projects. So we have that, and then we just need to adhere the flamingo on. And then this one is basically done. And this is what it's going to look like with the porch. So cute! Oh my god. Now, only 3 more to make. Only 3 more! How long have we been live? I probably won't make the other 3 live. So, make sure I close these drill bits. And they go up here on the shelf. So this is what it's going to look like, guys. And I think I'm going to call this a completed video for tonight. I have literally been on here for quite some time. And you probably don't want to hear me talk anymore because it is now 11 o'clock. I got on here, it was 8:30. So Fun Friday is over. Or at least for now. So hope y'all had fun and you enjoyed this video. If you did make it all the way to the end of this video live with me, thank you so much. If you're watching this on the recap, thank you so much. And if you are interested after all this time and want to consider subscribing, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to hit it. So yeah, I appreciate you all doing that. Subscribe down below, and we hope you had a good Friday night with us. Maybe next Friday night won't be so long. I don't know. But we'll be back here tomorrow morning. In the morning, yeah. I'll be back here in the morning, and y'all can see how far I got along. So, somewhere in the 10 o'clock hour in the morning, I will be on here. But it's a busy day tomorrow, as it is every day. So, Thank you guys. XOXO to you all. And we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is like 1 hour and 3 minutes away. I'm not going back on tonight. All right. Bye, everybody. If I can push a button. Bye bye.